We are live, Mello. We're live. You want to say hi real quick? Look at that. We're live. Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well and everybody's excited about tonight. Um, hey, boo boo. Okay, so I was messing around with Mello today. I think I have him a little tired because I have been running around all over the place and I really have been bothering him. So, what are we going to talk about this Friday for Embroidery Happy Hour? Well, we started the month of March. So, already I'm like starting to feel like this year, 2023, is going to go by a little fast. One of the things that came to my mind is I was talking to a girlfriend of mine. We were going to the gym to work out, and she was talking about how her daughter is graduating. And I was thinking, oh my God, it's like, Christmas is over, Valentine's Day just left. And now there's going to be a lot of special things that'll be happening within the next coming months. Usually you end up with a lot of special events around the springtime and stuff. You have like stuff coming up, like birthdays you have every year, right? Because you're born when you're born, right? You can't move that, right? But there's like birthdays, of course, like I said, every year. But now you got graduations that are coming up. Sometimes I always feel like you have a lot of baby showers that are happening during the summertime, and I think that's maybe because people get bored and they get all cuddly before you know it. Oops, we're pregnant, right? So anyway, so I feel like a lot of babies are born around, or people are celebrating baby showers and stuff like that around the spring and the summertime. A lot of weddings during the spring and the summertime also. Let me see what else I have in here. And along with the weddings, we also have like a whole bunch of other stuff that happens. Like, let me see, what do I have here? I got like a lot of barbecues, okay, because the summer's here, the weather's really nice, and a lot of people like to hang out. And then you have like the girls' night out, the boys' night out. Where I live, I live with a lot of wineries around me. So a lot of times people like to get together and they meet at wineries. So one of the things that I was talking about was, and I was talking to her about her daughter's graduation. I was thinking, of course, embroidery, right? So I'm like, what are the things that we can embroider as these special events are starting to come up, right? It's something that maybe you can gift for a lot of your friends, or something that you can just, sell if you're in the business of embroidering for selling, right? So I'm going to go down the list of a couple of the things that, I was talking about. So, with my girlfriend, and the first thing, of course, was graduation, right? So there's something that I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to share my screen, okay? And I see that my sister is online, so I am sure that she will text me if you guys, can't hear me or I lose you or something like that. I'm going to add this to the screen. Now, this is something that I found on Amazon, and those are the graduations. I always mess up the word. I think it's schools, or let's call it the scarf, okay? Let's make it easy for Jeanette, all right? So I call it the graduation scarf. Now, one of the things that I really like about this is I remember when my girlfriend graduated with her PhD, I took her stole, I guess that's how you say stole. And, I actually, embroidered it saying PhD doctorate program, and, what she actually got her doctorate in and stuff. So I embroidered it for her. So with the graduations coming up and stuff, this is something that I thought would be pretty neat for folks to embroider, right? And as you can see, these are pretty inexpensive. They're not very expensive. Now, if I remember correctly, when I got my son's graduation outfit, it actually came with the stole, or the scarf, right, that they put around their neck. So I think, if their outfit comes with it, you can just take that and you can embroider that, and you don't even have to buy one of these. But you can also buy one as a gift so that they can like hang it or frame it or something like that, right? So I thought this was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to take that. out, because that was just one idea that automatically popped on in my head, because I remember when my girlfriend Aisha graduated with the doctorate, and that's one of the things that she asked me to do for her, and I did that. The other thing, when you think about the graduation, you think about the ceremony. Now, if you get very sentimental like I do, okay, when Cardito graduated, I was like, oh my God, my boy, he's all grown up, right? So the tears come out, right? So a lot of times people do these handkerchiefs, right? It's just a handkerchief that has, like, for my happy tears. They do them for weddings. But one of the things that I was thinking was, you can take one of these handkerchiefs and you can embroider like a graduation hat on here, and you can do class of 2023, and you can put something like mom's happy graduation tears, something like that, for the mother of the graduate, which would really make a cute gift, right? So that was something else that came to my mind. And then I was thinking maybe you could do it with the school colors, right? Because my son graduated from Battlefield, and Battlefield, they have like the purple gold colors. So you can actually do like the school colors, and you can do something nice just for the mom. So I thought that was a pretty neat idea as well. And it probably is something that could probably sell if you do something simple like just a graduation hat saying class of 2003, and mom's happy tears, dad's happy tears, something like that. Okay. So those were the things that I was thinking about graduation. Now, for graduation, also, you have the cap and gown. The kids may want you to maybe embroider on the gown. The only thing that I caution, though, is just kind of like with the scarf that they wear and stuff. Sometimes a lot of that material for those outfits are like satin, right? And they're very, very thin. So you got to make sure that you use um a good a stabilizer, and you want to be careful about the design that you pick, because you don't want something that's going to be very dense, because then you could end up with puckering and wrinkling, right? So you want to make sure that when you float it, you're floating it well. You maybe use sticky stabilizer or no show mesh, something to really stabilize that. And you're going to want to embroider on that type of material slowly. Okay, that's not something that you want to rush. So that is something that I strongly recommend, if that is the type of material that the outfits are made of. Most of the time they kind of are, because I remember Carditos being really shiny, and usually they're not that thick. They cost a lot of money, but they're not that thick. Okay, because I mean, it is a one day use cap and gown thing also. Okay, now I do know that for the graduations also, a lot of times people, what they do is they decorate their caps. Okay, embroidering that, I have seen some videos where people have embroidered on wood. Okay. I am not a fan of that, for the simple fact that, well, the wood has to be pretty thin. Okay. And what I just don't like embroidering through wood. It's not something that I want to do on my machine. Okay. Because that is wood, and you're putting a lot of force in the needle. If you want to try it, you can, but if you do that, I recommend doing that very, very, very thin wood. Okay, I would make sure that I research to make sure the kind of wood you can embroider on. The cap, I don't know what's inside, if it's like a foam or if it is a piece of wood or something like that. But what I would do personally for the cap, if you wanted to decorate it, is I would use vinyl. I would use a heat vinyl transfer on that, because it would be much safer. I would not run that through the machine. It's very, very, very hard. Okay. And talking about that kind of hats of embroidery, sometimes you will see some hats that are embroidered, like baseball hats. You see it, they're embroidered on the brim. Okay. One thing that I want to just stress is, when you do see those hats, if you really look at them closely, you'll notice that the material that's on that hat was embroidered before the hat was assembled. Okay. Because I've gotten that question a lot too. Like, can I take the brim of the hat and embroider on it? I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so just something that I just want to throw out there. Okay, so I got a little off track. Let's go back to it. So I talked to you guys about graduations. Graduations, I think, is the big event that's kind of coming up. We're in March. I think people are already talking graduation and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, the cap, the outfits that the graduates work, where that's something that definitely a lot of folks will probably want to get embroidered and decorated, make it their own, so, because it is their special day. So that's one of the things that came through my mind. Now, weddings is big. Okay, that is usually something that usually happens around the spring and all throughout the summer, and a lot of times right before the dead of winter, before it gets too cold. Usually people are getting married right like before Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So weddings is pretty big, and there is a lot of things that you can do with embroidery when it comes to the weddings. Okay, like for instance, I did talk to you guys about the handkerchiefs. This is something that is like pretty popular, for like the gift of the bride's parents and the groom's parents, especially the mom. A lot of times dinner napkins are a really big hit. Okay, even though depending how big the wedding's going to be, that's going to be a lot of dinner napkins to embroider. But a lot of times, couples like that. They like to have their napkins and their wedding date on the dinner napkin. Sometimes you can get some beautiful wedding designs. And I would, just search Etsy and just look for embroidery frames. Look for that phrase, embroidery frames, and you'll see a lot of cute like wreaths, a lot of different circles with flowers and stuff like that. And all you have to do is just take those frames, and I would just get something that's not anything bigger than 5x5. Okay, my designs are usually either a 5x5 or 4x4. Okay, if you're gonna put the couple's initials inside the embroidery, then I would recommend that you get a 5x5, and you can just put it in the corner of a dinner napkin. And that makes a perfect way to decorate the table for the wedding party. You can also embroider their table runners. You can do their tablecloths. The other thing too is if you want to gift something to the couple that's getting married, bathroom towels are a real hit. You can just buy a set, and they can be so inexpensive. You can just go to Target, buy like a really nice bathroom set. You get the big, two big baths, the hand towels and everything like that. The big towel, so that they can hang it in their bathroom and make it really cute. You can do Mr. and Mrs. on there, and then you can go ahead. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Angie. I appreciate it. You can just get a big towel, put the other two, Angie. Yeah, Angie. Sorry. I got sidetracked. Okay. So let me go back with my ideas. I gotta go while they're fresh in my mind. Okay, so the bath towels, super cute idea. Okay. And you can decorate them really nicely with for the small towels, you can put their initials. Make sure that when you are embroidering on the bath towels, try to use the knockdown stitches. And I'm going to tell you why. When you don't embroider with knockdown stitches, and usually you just embroider with the topping, the water soluble topping. Okay, and I'll show you what that is. I'm going to go grab one right now. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now this is the water soluble topping. It's like the little plastic that we put on top of the towel. And then what happens is that the stitches go on top of it. Now, some people will come out and they'll ask me, they'll say, well, Jeanette, how do I know when to use this and when not to? And also, why do you say at some instances to add the knockdown stitches? And I'm going to tell you why. I use this alone when I have large fonts. And when you look at your material, take a look at it and see how much fluff you have. Okay. If you have something that's pretty fluffy and you have something that's going to be constantly washed on a regular basis, my recommendation is to use the knockdown stitches. This topping is great, but you got to remember it's water soluble topping, which means that this is going to dissolve. This is, as you wash it, it's going to go away. And you got to remember, it's like you have your material, right? And it's going to be underneath this. And then you're going to start to stitch on top of it, right? So this plastic is going to be underneath, between your stitches and your fabric. As you start washing it, this is going to go away. And then this is no longer going to be underneath, in between the stitches and the fabric. And when it's no longer there, what's going to happen is that you are going to, the stitches are going to end up sinking. Okay. That's usually what, why I say add the knockdown stitches. The knockdown stitches, what it is, hold on 1 minute. I'm sorry. I got the knockdown stitches, right? When you add the knockdown stitches, hold on. I am live now. Okay. So sorry. I had a subscriber asking for help and stuff. So anyway, all right, knockdown stitches, what that is you're just putting a whole bunch of stitches right on top of your fabric, okay? And when you're doing that, what ends up happening is that you're kind of building another layer of fabric. It's not, well, similar. It's another layer of fabric that you're going to then embroider on top. So as many times as you then take that item, right? The bath towel, you throw it in the washing machine all the time, 20 times, whatever, right? Those stitches are never going to come out. And they're always going to give your embroidery the support and that lift. So you're going to be able to see those stitches. They're always going to look clear. As if you don't add the knockdown stitches and you go ahead and you have a fluffy towel, and then you go ahead and you put this on, right? You go and you wash that towel 20 times. This is going to dissolve. And the fluffy towel, what's going to happen is it's going to eventually go on top of those stitches, and it's not going to be that clear, crisp look that you had when you first embroidered it. So I hope that kind of helps and it makes sense and stuff. But, those bath towels, they really do make a great gift for weddings. A lot of couples love that. Now, another thing too, along with those bath towels, another thing that comes to my mind when I think about gifting, like a wedding gift, is the robes, the his and her robes. Okay. Now, if you look at robes, they usually have like two different types, right? Sometimes they come in the satin, and then sometimes they come in that terry cloth. The terry cloth is the same situation as the bath towels that I just talked to you guys about. They're thick, they're fluffy. You're good. A lot of times what people want is they want to put the initials, okay? Or they may want to put Mr. and Miss and the name, the last name, as a what do they call a logo, on the bath towel, right? So if you have a terry cloth bath towel, it's very thick material. And as you start washing it, it's going to be the same thing like I just described with the bath towels. Okay. So you're going to want to add knockdown stitches. Now, there are very cute frames. If you don't have, let's say you don't have in Brilliance, right? Because if you have in Brilliance, in order for you to get the knockdown stitches, you have to buy Enthusiast, right? But that costs money, right? So and sometimes, not all of us have all this extra cash going around, right? And sometimes you don't really need it, right? Sometimes you just need the bottom stitches. Do a search on Embrilliance, and I do have a video on my channel that talks about knockdown stitches and embossed files. what an embossed file is it's like little decorative squares. Some of them are circles, some of them are oval, some of them are squares, some of them are triangles. And all it is it's a nice square, and it has all the knockdown stitches inside of it. So you take that file, and all you do is you just type, you just embroider the letters that you want on top of that, on top of the embossed file. And that embossed file serves as your knockdown stitches. So if you want to do something like a bathrobe, you can do like an oval shaped circle and then just put her initial on it. And then on his, you put his initial on it. And you don't have to worry about, oh my God, that after they wash it like 4 or 5 times, they're no longer going to see their initial on it anymore. No, that bath towel and the emboss is going to last a very, very long time. And then you just hope and pray that they get to still wear that robe on their 50th and 60th wedding anniversary. So I'm just, so I just another idea and stuff for weddings. Okay, so I talked about the dinner napkins. Dinner napkins are really, really nice touch. So if you do embroidery and you have a friend that's getting married, what I honestly, what I would do is I would be like, oh my God, I would like to gift you your dinner napkins for your wedding, if that's something you would like. And I bet you your friend would be like, oh my God, are you serious? And those dinner napkins, you can make them in such a way that those dinner napkins can turn into like the souvenirs of the night, because you can actually embroider like Mr. and Mrs. and then their name with like little wedding rings, and then put the wedding date on it. And the people will see those dinner napkins and they would be like, oh my God, that's like beautiful, right? So that's it. That's just an idea, that you can do as a gift. If you don't want to do that, like I said, you could do a bath set, where you do the towels, and then you could do the robes. All right. Let me see. Another thing too, along with the weddings, you're gonna end up, seeing a whole lot of bridal showers. You're going to see a lot of the, what do they call it, the bachelor parties and all that kind of stuff. Hats are a very, very big thing. You see them all the time. I see them every time I go to a winery, and I see like a little bridal party and stuff. You could always tell who the bride is, because she has like a little jacket, and in the back it has like bride on it. It's either in rhinestone or it's embroidered, or she's wearing a hat, and on the hat is with rhinestone or embroidery, it says bride to be or something like that. So that's something that you can do for your friend. With the guys, well, I don't know what they usually do, but I think, sometimes they probably go somewhere, they hang out, they're probably having cigars and stuff like that. You can do cigar towels for them. I know that I've done cigar towels for a lot of clubs, cigar clubs. And you can do, cigar towels with, a nice little embroidered picture of, like, you can put like a cigar, or and then the guy's name on it, so that way all the guys have a nice little cigar towel for the evening while they're out there smoking their cigars or something, if that's something that they do. Hats, again, popular with the guys. You can do the hats for the guys, and you can even do a gag gift with a hat, with the guy. You can put like handcuffs and stuff saying I'm done, stuff like that, but you can embroider all that stuff, and it would be so cute. Let me see. Now, baby showers, I was thinking about that. And we all know about the baby blankets. Okay, baby blankets are always a big hit. Okay, I have a lot of repeat customers with the baby blankets, because it's like they go to the baby shower and they get the baby blanket embroidered with the baby's name on it. And usually they'll tell me the theme of the nursery that they have for the baby. And then like I'll create the baby blanket. And when the mom to be, opens the gift, it's usually the ooh and ah thing, and I always get customers that write me and they go, the gift was like such a huge hit. Okay, but The baby blankets are very successful, but you know what I was thinking? You could also embroider a whole baby diaper bag, right? So this is what I was thinking. You could go get a really nice diaper bag, take the diaper bag, and you can embroider the bag with like a baby, something cute, nursery, embroidery picture. Maybe put like the last name of the baby, or just the initial or something, or just a cute embroidery design, you know, and that's it. And then what you can do is like you can stuff the bag. And when you stuff the baby bag, the diaper bag, you can put diapers in there, of course, but then you can put bibs that you embroidered for the baby. And then you can put birth cloths that you embroidered for the baby inside the diaper bag, along with the baby blanket inside. So it's like you can kind of like do like multiple gifts, and then every item that you stuff inside that baby bag has embroidery on it that's personalized for the child. And then right there, you can do the onesie. You can put a baby onesie inside the baby bag, a baby gown. If you find a really cute outfit and a real cute design, and you already know the baby's name, you can do the take home outfit for the baby. That's usually sometimes a real big thing, because I know, like, when I had my son, I mean, I had his outfit picked out. He was Winnie the Pooh, so I had his outfit, but of course, he only weighed about, like, I think he was 6 pounds 7 ounces, something like that. He was very small, and I bought a large baby gown, so Carlito was kind of swimming in it, but you can do that. You can embroider a take home baby outfit. And then sometimes some people, what they do is they incorporate crochet with a baby blanket, and they'll like crochet the edges and stuff, and or they'll have someone hand crochet the baby boots, the baby feet, and stuff like that. So there's like so many things that you can do for like baby showers and stuff. And then you can do stuff for the mom, like you can give her a shirt that says like proud mommy, and embroider that with applique. You can even do that with the dad, and don't forget the grandparents, because that's their day too. All right. So I know abuela or grandma or nana, or I don't know what other nicknames grandmas want out there. You can put all that on shirts. You can embroider stuff for them, or you can embroider hats, proud abuelo. And the siblings, they love having I'm the big sister, I'm the big brother, shirts and everything like that. There's just so many things you can gift for those types of events, for the baby showers and stuff. Birthdays are something that's a lot of fun too. I have been asked to embroider beach towels. Like, I remember one lady, she was celebrating her birthday on a cruise or something like that, and she wanted a beach towel, and she wanted a beach towel for all her friends. She brought her all the beach towels, and I embroidered everybody's name on them and their initials. That's a really big hit as well. For birthdays, depending, sometimes the theme, sometimes people like to go away for their birthday. Sometimes they have a little theme party at home and stuff. Look at their theme and see what you can embroider for them. Like, can you embroider their tablecloths? Can you embroider napkins again? You can do a kitchen towels for them. Let me see. I put shirts, bags, and hats. Those are usually a big thing. Barbecues. When summertime comes, barbecues are big, especially during 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, all those times. Those are usually big. And usually when those days come, that's when the barbecue comes out, the barbecue grill, right? So, the guys, they love to barbecue, right? They like to, so make it fun for them. They get them an apron, embroider something really cute for them on the front. You can get them a chef's hat, embroider something on the chef hats as well. You know, the oven mitts, you can embroider that if they're using oven mitts and stuff. Let's see what else I got. Okay, I got girls' night out. Girls' night out. I had a customer come to me for a girls' night out, and she did it was like a party, like a little birthday party for her daughter. I think they were turning into teenagers, and she wanted to gift everybody like makeup bags, right? So what she did was she bought a whole bunch of makeup bags, and I went and I embroidered a really pretty like makeup design, right? Like lipsticks and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then in the middle, I embroidered the names of each of their guests. And she just filled up the makeup bag. I don't know if what kind of makeup she put in there. I'm assuming she may have gone to the dollar store. I don't know. But she just stuffed the makeup bags, and those were like the party favors for the teenage girls and stuff. So that's another big hit. Backpacks too is another big hit as well. For like girls' night out or something like that, or even boys' night out. If the guys are going away, like for the weekend or something like that, you can buy a whole bunch of duffel bags. You can put their initials for each of the guys on the duffel bag, and you can say, here's your bag for your weekend to go have fun and stuff like that. And you can put little snacks and goodies in there for them. So that's some of the stuff that I thought about. Let me see what else. Oh, there's one that I missed. Okay. For the babies, right? One of the things that you can also do is a lot of times you think about the bags and the clothes and all that kind of stuff and everything. But remember, we can also embroider artwork. Okay. So you can actually go to Michael's and you can pick up one of those like painter frames or stuff like that, or you can take cardboard and something like that, and you can actually embroider a artwork, a piece of artwork for the nursery. So if you know the nursery theme and stuff like that, or you just want to do like a door for the baby to put the baby's name on it and stuff like that, you can embroider a sign. You can do that. And that's really cute and unique. That really truly is. So, that's something that's really cool. The other thing too is, one of the things that we forget to mention is, whenever we have these get-togethers and stuff like that, there's always an invitation involved. So I was like thinking, because of invitations, right? When you send out invitations, a lot of times people do those e-invites, which is okay. But I do still have girlfriends that they go out of their way and they actually make invitations, like cards and stuff like that. So this is just a sample card that I got from Miss Banks. This was just a thank you card from her. But one of the things that I was thinking when I was looking at this is, you can embroider wedding invitations. You could at least do like the cover, and then, and then for birthday invitations, you can probably embroider that as well. And thank you cards, of course, like this one, thank you and stuff. That can be embroidered also, the cardstock and everything. There's just so many things that are so unique that you can do with your embroidery machine. It really truly is, and then if you have an event that is in the wintertime, people are wearing jackets, like and then also like family gatherings. A lot of times I see that people are doing like family gatherings, and then they want to get shirts, right? The whole family wants like shirts. They want to do like family reunion shirts and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to that though, family reunion shirts and everything, I would recommend doing sublimation or heat vinyl transfer, because that's just really like a hangout kind of stuff, right? So that I would do in really sublimation, because sublimation, you can have all the bright colors and all that kind of stuff. Heat vinyl transfer, you can have the bright colors too, but I'm just not, I don't know. I guess as we've gotten so much better with with the different types of ways to make shirts, like embroidering and sublimation, heat vinyl transfer really used to be pretty big back in the day, and it still is. And don't get me wrong, I still do it. However, though, I'm not one that I do the multi layers of the different colors. When I do heat vinyl transfer, I kind of usually stick to like one color. So if it's like just one color, like I can do the whole design in white, or I could do it's a white shirt, you just want it in black or red, blue, whatever, and it's just one color, then I'll go ahead and I'll do the heat vinyl transfer. The thing is that I'm not a fan of it because of the longevity of the item. That's the only thing that kind of like sometimes it's like, I don't know about it, because even though you do have a heat press, right? As time goes on and you start washing the item a lot of times what happens is, this is one of the things, some of the things that I notice. If it's not pressed correctly, right, with the right pressure, if it's, because you have to have the right pressure and you have to have the right temperature, because you need that adhesive to really grab onto the fabric, okay? If you don't do that, then what happens is during time, the vinyl itself is going to peel off. It'll start to peel off from the shirt, okay? Now, let's say you do have the right pressure and you do have the right temperature and it does adhere well to the shirt. What happens then to me that I find is, as you start washing that shirt several times, it starts to kind of like get wrinkly, right? You're going to start noticing that the vinyl itself is going to start wrinkly. Now, it doesn't look like that when you first make it, and it probably won't look like that when you first wash it. But the thing is, once you're at the 20th or 25th wash, okay, you're going to start noticing that it is going to start wrinkling a little bit. And then sometimes with the wrinkle, you're going to notice cracks. So that is just something that, I kind of am like, I don't know if I am a big fan of it, and I'm going to be honest. Whenever I have a customer that asks for heat vinyl transfer, I always explain that to them. I always want them to know up front, because I want them to know, what to expect, because remember, that's one of the things that I say when you're selling embroidery or you're selling anything, right? Make sure that you manage your expectations with the customer. Make sure that you explain the product and you share your personal experience with them. So usually when I do the heat vinyl transfer, I always do let the customer know and say, okay, this is how much it's going to cost, but I want you to be aware of this, that these are potential issues that you may have with the quality of this item. A lot of times when they asking for heat vinyl transfer, they want that because they know that it's a cheaper alternative to embroidery. Okay. And they also know that it's not something that they really plan on having for a very, very, very long time. They're probably like, oh, my kid's gonna outgrow that shirt really fast anyway. I don't really need that long. So I'm like, okay, then that's fine. But I always want to make sure that I share that with them, because I want them to know that it's something that's potential. All right. I don't want to sell something to somebody and then it's like after like the 20th wash, they're kind of like, oh, it doesn't look so good. You know what I mean? So, I always kind of like say that up front. Okay. Embroidery is a whole different thing. It's a different animal. Embroidery is quality. All right. Embroidery lasts for as long as the garment itself lasts. All right. If it's done correctly. But the only thing with embroidery is that you can't assume that customers know how to take care of embroidery either. Okay. You have to make sure that you explain to customers how to care for embroidery, all right? Especially when it comes to clothes. A lot of times, sometimes they don't know. So you want to make sure that you share that information. And a lot of times when I do sell my embroidery and I meet with customers and stuff, I do give them a care instruction card. I know I've shared that with you guys in the past, but just something that I want to put out there, because sometimes what happens is you can end up meeting people that you should have, oh, okay, All right, whatever. My son, he just texts me and stuff, and I always stop everything for him, because mom always has to make sure that he's okay, because he knows I'll have it up on my TV. Aw, my son's so sweet. I guess he's watching. I don't know. Okay, because he always comes first. Everybody always knows that, even in my job. They're like that. Calls. It's all about him. Okay, because that's my only son. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Okay, so I was talking about embroidery. Yeah, so embroidery is something that really, really lasts, which is why it costs more too. Okay, it costs a lot of money. It takes longer to do. All right, because you're talking about probably digitizing. Some digitizing is probably involved, unless you have a file that's already available, or you can just purchase it. Then that makes it a lot simpler. You still have to design it because you have to personalize it the way the customer wants. And that is the one thing about embroidery that a lot of people don't realize, right? Like, we're talking about all these special events, right? And we're talking about, creating gifts and creating items for these special events. Think about it. Each of these items for each special event is very custom. Okay. It's going to be all custom. That is the one thing that people kind of like sometimes don't really realize. Embroidery is really custom work, unless you are creating something that is something that you can sell to multiple people that's not personalized, right? But so a lot of times when people come to me for embroidery, they usually ask for a logo, okay, and that's usually custom, and it's something that I have to get digitized. They're usually asking for an item that has some type of personalization. Now, other times they do purchase items from me that don't have personalization. It's just designs that I've created, and I just put them on items up for sale. Those are really easy to make, but the thing is, they still do take time too, which is why I do sell my items at certain prices. Okay, because embroidery is needles, right? They're going up and down, and you're sewing along. So you can see a design on something, but that actual design probably takes good 45 stitches just to stitch out, right? So, a lot of times these things cost money because of the time factor in there. It's a lot of work. So, and a lot of times people really don't know this because they're not into embroidery. All they know is what they see and they like, and they're like, oh, I want that. But they don't know the mechanisms that go behind it. And sometimes they don't need to know. Sometimes they don't need to know. The only time I say that is a good way to educate your customers is when you are really doing more local sales and you're doing very custom work. That's when you really should. Oh, thank you, Cheryl, for the super chat. I appreciate it. That is when you really, really need to sit there and talk to the customer and let them know. And there's a reason why I say to do this is because of the price. The more custom the work is, the more higher the price is going to be. Okay. Because if you give me a logo and let's say a bride comes to you and they have a specific frame that they want on their table runners, or you know what too, how also like at weddings and on the back of the chairs they have these little chair coverings. You can embroider that. So let's say the bride comes up to you and says, hey, I have these chair coverings and there's this picture of a frame that I really love, and I would love to have my initial and my husband's initial on there, right? Well, first of all, that frame, the picture is not a digitized file, right? So you're going to have to go and you're going to have to get it digitized. So what is Jeanette going to do? Well, Jeanette's going to look at it, and I first of all, like I said, and I told you guys in the past, don't do this. You never give a price as soon as they ask for it. No, you always tell them you have to go back to them. Okay. Tell them, okay, I see what you want, and I'll get back to you and let you know what the estimation will be. I have to do some research. That's it. Do not, because the moment that you give a price, they're going to try to hold you to it. Don't do it. Do not. Okay. So She gave me the frame. Okay, this is what Jeanette's gonna do. I'm gonna look at it and say, oh, that's pretty. Okay, what's the initials that you want on it? What type of initials? I'm gonna gather as much information as I possibly can from the customer and stuff. Then when they come on, they say, okay, I want script, I want this, whatever. I got those fonts already on. Nothing I have to buy new. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that picture, scan it, and I send it to my digitizer. Okay. When I send it to my digitizer, what I tell them is, this is what it's going to be embroidered on. This is how big I'm going to need this to be. Okay. Because you need to make sure you tell the digitizer how big you need that embroidery to be. And this is the material. I plan on using this weight of thread. And this is the size needle that I'm going to be using. Okay. That I want to use. You give all that information. Now, a good digitizer will use all that information that you're telling them. Okay. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take the image. And first, what I tell them is, knowing all this information, give me an estimate. How much would it cost for you to digitize that file? Digitizers will be able to give you a price, an estimated price. Okay. Sometimes they might be a little off one or two, because if you change the size or something like that, it might cost a little more. But then you have a roundabout figure. So once I get that price, okay, and I tell the digitizer, don't do anything yet. Don't do anything yet. I'm still in research mode. Okay. So then I'm going to take that price and I'm going to say, okay, well, how many of these chairs are you going to cover? If they're 50 chairs, then I say, okay, so that means I have to look at that. I have to take consideration that most likely this file is going to have an estimation of what kind of stitch count. The digitizer will be able to tell you. Okay. They may not be able to tell you the exact stitch count, because remember, I didn't tell the digitizer to digitize it yet. I just told them to give me a ballpark figure. And I always ask them, what's the worst scenario? I always say, give me the high end. Give me the high end of the price, because that way, if something happens, then I'll know that, I don't want to lose money. You know what I'm saying? So give me the high end of the price. And then I already know, okay, this is how much it's going to cost just to digitize that file. So then what I'll do is, how many you want? 50? Okay. So I'm going to take that price and I'm going to divide it by 50. Okay. And that's the price, that price of the right there that's the digitizing portion that one cost. Okay. Because they want to know how much per chair is it going to cost to create, right? So how much is it going to cost for the digitizing? I'm going to divide that by 50. So that's how much I pay for the digitizing file. Then I have to say, okay, if he says it's 50,000 stitches, well, my machine in both of these machines, I run 2 machines. Okay. So I could probably have 2 done in an hour, maybe. Okay. So then I have to think about the time. Okay. I have to think about the time. Do I have to buy special thread for it? Or do I have the thread already here? Right. And then what kind of stabilizer am I going to use for each time I embroider it? Okay. And how much does that stabilizer cost? So you got to take all of that into consideration. That's why I say you don't give the price up front. Okay. They're going to try to push you. Customers will always try to push you. They think that they could just go and say, oh, this is what I want. How much? That's what they're going to say. And that you could just look at it and go, oh, okay, $1. No, it doesn't work like that. No, there's a lot of things that are involved that have to be calculated. Okay. And then you take all your costs and everything, and don't forget to include your time. And then you sit back and then you have to look at the number and say, okay, what's fair? What's fair to the customer? What's fair to me? Okay. And then that's when I come out and I say, okay, this is how much I will charge for these 50 chairs. And then I'll go and I'll give them the price. All right. And like I said, I don't have negotiations with my price, because remember what I said, I take all the numbers down, I sit back, I look at it, and I ask myself the question, what is fair? what is fair to me and what is fair to them. Because my thing is not to rip them off, but my thing is also not to get myself ripped off. So I've already had considered the fair price. So if I tell you, okay, 50 chairs, it's just the frame is not going to be too big and stuff. It'd probably be a half hour a chair, something like that. You're talking 50 chairs. I don't know. I'm just going to play around with a number. I'll probably come out and say, okay, the $450. But of course I'll have to go on the calculator. I'm just playing around. I don't know if it would be that much, but if I tell them 450, now if they come back and they say, oh, well, I can pay 400, I would say no. Then right there I would just say, no, no, not even 400, because you know why? I already knew was fair. So what you're trying to do now is make it unfair for me. So that's how I see it. Okay. Now, one of the things, is sometimes they come out and they say, oh, but I don't understand why so much. Then I go into explaining. Well, I'll tell you why. Because the file is not digitized. I have to take it to a digitizer. He has to actually create that file. After the person creates the file, it doesn't stop there. I have to test that file. Okay, I have to test it to make sure that it stitches out perfectly. Then I have to show you a sample stitch, and you have to approve that sample stitch. It's a process. It's a big process. Once they approve that sample stitch, then I know exactly what I'm going to do. Then I have to gather all the items. Then I have to make sure I have all the stabilizer, all the thread and stuff like that. And then I got to start working. Then I got to package up all the stuff and everything like that. So, you have to make sure that they have an understanding that each item gets hooped individually in the machine. That hooping is not something that is easy to do, because it depends on your hooping style and the equipment that you have. If you don't have a hooping station, if you don't use Mighty Hoops, then it may take you a little longer. If you have a hooping station, it may be a little easier because it'll be easier for you to hoop and all that kind of stuff. So it's just something that, you just have to explain that to the customer. Okay. So, these events are things that happen every year. You're always going to have birthdays. You're always going to have weddings. You're always going to have baby showers, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes these things can be, great for a business, because people will come to you and say, oh my God, I'm having an event, and I need to have napkins embroidered. I need table runners embroidered. I need chair covers embroidered. I need invitations embroidered. You can do that too, there's just so many things you can do, but you got to remember, it as a gift, you don't care about any of this, because you're giving someone a gift, right? So, it's all on you, right? So you just go and you just buy your blanks. And I'm telling you, don't go spend a lot of money on these blanks. I'm telling you, just go to Target. Walmart got some really nice towels too. You don't have to go to these high-end stores and buy these expensive items and to embroider on them. Okay. First of all, I wouldn't do it for the simple fact that you don't want to take something that costs you like $200-$300 and you stick it in the embroidery machine and the machine eats it up. Okay. Because we talked about this. Machines have attitudes too. Okay. They're machines. They are machines. Even though you can know everything about embroidery and you are like super smart, you're expert, you've done it for years, but guess what? Mistakes happen. The mistakes happen, things happen. Okay. So always make sure that, you practice and that, your machine is, I don't like doing expensive items. I really don't. When I did the construction workers jackets, man, I was sweating bullets because I had no idea that I was working on jackets that were like $250. I was like, what? I was like, okay. So I was like, if I mess these towels up, that means that I am going to, that I'm going to have everybody in the family wear them. That's what, Carlito would have been walking around with a Carhartt jacket, and so would have been Fred, and me too. And I probably would have gave them to all my friends too, so, but you just got to make it happen. Okay. So anyway, so guys, those were the events that went through my mind today about embroidering for the for upcoming seasons and stuff. Those were the things that went through my mind. The graduations are coming up, so think about that. Okay, think about your weddings, think about all the baby showers, birthdays. That happens all year round. Okay, because babies are being born all the time. Barbecues, big on the summer. Okay, so think about that. And think about when I find that when the weather is really really nice, that's when a lot of people do the girls night out and the boys night out, because they just want to hang out with their friends and they want to have a good time. And sometimes when you're hanging out with friends, sometimes you're celebrating something, right? Like, let's think of another thing, like promotions, right? A friend of yours got promoted at the job, right? You can do a really cute, different types of embroidery stuff, embroider a nice shirt, promoted with applique design, or jacket, with the new title, or something, I mean, there's just so many things you can do. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys and stuff. So anyway, yeah, those are some of the things that I came up with. So I'm going to go through the chat, and I really appreciate all the super chats, guys. That's like so awesome and stuff. Let me see. I want to go through the chat, and I want to see if anybody has questions that I can go ahead and answer them. Deborah, I saw your comments earlier that you are rearranging your sewing room and stuff. You cannot get rid of anything because you are going to need it all. Hey, Sassy. I see Sassy's rearranging her thread stash. I usually, when I rearrange my thread stash, I try to, like the brother thread, I always have it organized by number, right? But then like all the other threads, like my Madeira threads and my nanny threads, I sometimes organize that by the color. So I'll put like all the reds together, right? So that way, if a customer wants to see the reds, it's like all my reds are in one row, and they get to see the different shades of red, the different shades of blue and yellow and green and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I usually do my threads. Hey, Guinea, how you doing? I see Peggy. Hey, Faith, how are you? Hey, Kay, I see Shirley. Hey, Iris. Oh, flying for Puerto Rico. Have a great trip, Iris. Hey, Jackie. I see Felisa, Wendy. Hey, Rose. Hey, Judy. Jenna, how are you? Hey, Miss Montes. J-Love, how you doing, Jenny? Hey, Robin's Quilt Basket. Miss Lady, I see. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Hey, Marlene. Hey, and Evelyn, how you doing? Miss Max is in the house. Annette, how are you? Hey, Cheryl. Let's see who else. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? Hey, Angela. Let's see. I want to make sure if you guys have ideas too, share them in the chat as little gifts, ideas, stuff that people can do. Let's see. Hey, Judy. Hey, Norma from Miami. How you doing? Norma, I gotta come visit you again and stuff. I'm thinking. I was telling my husband I really would love to see my mom and my sister again. I kind of miss them because it's been over a year. I'm gonna see if I could talk to my mom and my sister to see if they can fly over here. I was thinking maybe we could do like a Mother's Day week or something like that, and I could like plan a whole bunch of activities for us. If not, then I don't know. I'll to have to find some time to drive out there and stuff. But Nancy, I'll call you. We'll work it out and stuff. And then you can do your Saturday caroon, your Saturday crafternoon caroon here. Or I can do my embroidery happy hour there too. And we can put mommy on the camera. Everybody loves seeing mom. Hey Alice, how you doing? Hey Sandy. Oh, if the stole comes with the gown, doesn't it have to be returned? You know, Sandy, I would ask. That's what I would do. Like, because I know that with my son, we had to buy it, right? We purchased it, so he kind of kept it. But this is another option. If what I would do is look, you know, if it's rented, right? Then usually, you know, it'll have the stole, right? But you'll know what color it is. So what you can do is you can go on Amazon and buy one that's the exact color and embroider that one. That way they can return the one that came with the stole, and then the one that you embroidered, they can keep it. And another thing too that some folks do, I know I did this with my son's, it's in his room hanging, but he has a shawl, right? And you know, it came with an emblem, right? It had like a patch on it. And I framed it. So, you know, some people actually do that. They'll take they'll take their high school diploma or their degree, and they'll put that in the picture frame, and then around it is the stole. Okay. And you know, I see a lot of people they take their degrees and the graduation stole to Michael's does a very good job. Make sure you use your coupon too, because they are expensive, but they do a really good job in framing. And a lot of times people do that. They frame their degree with the stole around it and stuff. I can't wait for Carlito to graduate from VCU, because I would love to do that with his bachelor's degree. I want to have it framed for him. But yeah, so Sandy, that's an idea you can use. You know, because if it is rented and you got to return it, then just don't embroider on the one you have to return, but you can buy one that's similar, and then you can embroider it, and then that's the one that they can use as a keepsake, and they can have it framed with their degree, you know. So yeah. Hey Gina, how you doing? Hey Deborah. Judy has 9 shorts of it right now. I can't make it figure out a video. Let's see. Oh, Robin's having some shorts out there. Let's see. Let's see. Any questions out there? I know. Looks like everybody's fine. Yeah. Thank you, Angie, for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Hey, Luna's Designs. How are you? Hey, Jackie. Okay, can you tell me what in the hoop design is? Absolutely. Okay. In the hoop design, Jackie, is you can make a product embroidering inside your hoop. For instance, I have one. Where is it? Do I have one? Hold on. I have Miss Banks made something for me. I always have it. Where did I put it? I think I have. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is a in the hoop. This is a in the hoop design. Okay. Let me take this out. This is a sanitizer holder. Okay. This is what you can make. All right. In the hoop design is an embroidery design where you can create a product within the hoop using embroidery. Okay. And what it is the design will have several steps where the machine stops and you either add material or you cut the fabric. Okay. Like I'll give you an example of this. This is a sanitizer holder. Okay. And this is in the hoop design. See, it has a little pocket, right? So what it is when I take the file that I bought, I'm going to put it in my embroidery machine. First time it runs a stitch, it's going to do a placement stitch, and it's going to show me where I can put a piece of this vinyl. Then what's going to happen is it's going to actually stitch around, and then you're going to see the shape of this. Then I take it out of the hoop, and in the back, I add this other piece, and then it's going to stitch this other piece to it. Okay, I mean, I could probably a little confusing, but what it is basically it's an embroidery file that has a whole bunch of steps in it, and it usually comes with directions, and it'll tell you when you do your first stitch, you take the material and you put it here, and then you let the machine sew on it. Then on the second stitch, you have another piece of material when you put it on the thing, and it depends on what you're making too. There's another thing that Miss Banks has made me, and I'll show you right here. Here you go. This is another thing that she made for me. These are called mug rugs, okay? And these are in the hoop projects too. Okay, these are mug rugs. There you go, mug rugs. I'm having a really hard time with my talking. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, but these are in the hoop projects, okay? And it comes with instructions and stuff like that. Another one is making a tea bag holder, okay? This is another one. This is another one she made for me for my makeup, to remove makeup. Okay, and she was able to make all my makeup pads. And I love these because they're washable. So when I use them and stuff, and then, you know, when they get dirty, just throw them in the washing machine and then in the dryer, and then I get to use them all over again. Yeah, but that's what in the hoop designs are. Jackie. Hey, C. Mickey, how you doing? Hey, Danielle. As an alternative to wash away topper, it's also, yes, the heat and gone. Yes, that is another one that's removed by the iron, and it stays under and it doesn't wash away. Yes, Danielle, and I have those. And let me see right here. This is the heat and gone. And I'm gonna tell you something. I love the heat and gone. Okay. Now, the way that this works is exactly the same as the washable stabilizer, okay? The only thing is when you're finished, you can tear off the excess, but then you can take your iron and you just iron it on top of the embroidery, and this just melts away. It's wonderful, I'm telling you. And this doesn't wash away either. Danielle is right. This does not wash away. So, you know, I mean, if you don't want to use knockdown stitches, yep, then I gotta be, I'm with her on this. I would use this instead of the water one, because especially if it's an item, you know, it's going to be washed up, because this will stay. This stays. This doesn't wash away. It'll heat away though. I wonder, well, it may go away if you put the item in the dryer, you know, but to me, it's a better, you know, it would last longer than the wash away for sure and stuff. But yeah, let's see. Okay, then you got, hey Anna, I like to know what embroidery needle to use for the heirloom blanket. 7511. That's what you use, 7511, and use 40 weight thread, Anna. But if you have very small fonts, now when I'm talking about very small fonts, I'm talking about the real small ones, okay? The small ones that you see for logos and stuff like that. But if you're doing the baby blankets, the heirloom ones, you most likely are going to be using fonts that are at least 1 inch or high or bigger, okay? 7511, 40 weight thread. You're good. Okay. Oh, Robin told you. Yeah. Let me see. Hey Nana, how you doing? Hey Gail. Hey Annette. Love the ideas. Oh, I'm glad. Hey Elma. Hey Trisha. Hey, Elaine, how you doing? Hey, Victoria. And Cheryl, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Oh yes, thank you, Marlene. I hope you guys like the ideas that I gave you today too. Please give me a thumbs up. I know I'm past the 9 o'clock. It's always like happy embroidery hours here, you know. It's like, hey, Jeanette 99, how you doing? Hi, Terry. Hey, Miss Johnson. Hey, Jill. 39 likes. That's all I have, Angela. Come on, guys. Hit that button. Hit that button. Hit that button. Hey, Victoria. Oh, my craft room is so full that I need to organize the fabric. You know, I still need to organize mine. You're not alone. I have to go out there and refold them and make them. And you know what? I told myself I am not going to buy any more fabric until I am low. Okay, so I kind of stopped watching the So Yay channel because they're always selling fabric. So I haven't been watching them because what I don't see, I don't want. Okay, so I'm not buying anymore, at least for now and stuff. Hey Angie, how are you doing in happy hour on a 10 needle? Are you doing a happy hour on a 10 needle machine soup? I am already started making some videos on the 10 needle machine on how to use it and stuff. The happy hour, I don't know if I'm gonna do a whole happy hour on just a 10 needle machine, Angie, because usually the happy hours is because I like to share ideas of different types of embroidery, how to do embroidery businesses, all that kind of stuff. But how to actually use the 10 needle machines, the multi needle machines that I have started rolling those videos out. Okay, so the next video that I am going to have that's coming out soon is how to do the tension, how to maintenance. I want to focus on maintenance this weekend, so I'm going to do how we're going to test tensions on the 6 needle machine and on the 10 needle machine, and if you see any issues, how to fix them. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that because what I want to do is I want to work on getting to learn the machine and all the different functionalities of it, kind of similar to the series that I did on the single needle machine with the SC1900. That's how I want to do it now with the 6 needle machine and the 10 needle machine. That way, if somebody grabs one of the machines and stuff, and they want to learn how to use it, or they're kind of confused about one of the functions, they get to watch the video and learn. At the same time, I'm gonna get to really learn the machine well, as really good as well, for the simple fact that sometimes what happens is when you have a sewing machine or an embroidery machine or whatever machine you have, sometimes you just stick with the basic functions and you never go out and try to look at those extra buttons and say, why are these buttons here? What does the buttons do? And is this something that's going to help me? And a lot of times I find out that these little extra buttons that we just ignore because we don't know what they are, we don't know what they do, and sometimes we're just afraid of breaking the machine. Okay, we end up missing out because then we're like, oh, I could have been using that, I could have been doing that, that would have made things so much easier. Okay, there's a basting button on these machines. Okay, I mean, you don't need basting stitches all the time when you're embroidering, but there's a lot of times that you kind of do. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to, what the basting button is, where to find it on the machines, how to use it. So I hope that helps so that you can see where I'm planning on going, Angie, with the with the multi needle machines and stuff. But don't think also that just because right now I'm going to try to start rolling out videos on the multi needles that I'm just going to ignore my SC1900. If you guys see or have a question on how to use the SC1900, or there's a function out there that I don't have a video on that you want to learn about, reach out to me, let me know, because hey, I don't mind exploring it. It's a lot of fun because it's the way we learn. So don't worry about that and stuff. Hey, Jill, still binge watching your videos. I'm glad you're liking them and stuff. So Angie, I hope that helps. let's see. Hey Anna. Um, let's see. Everybody say Karen's asking about Mello. And Mello, of course, Karen. Here he is. Mello, they're asking about you. I think he moved. He's a trip, that one. He's kind of tired because I really kind of like ran him today because it's kind of raining outside, so I've been running around the whole house with him and stuff. So yeah, Karen, Mello's doing good. Hey Norma, how you doing? Let's see. I was wondering if anyone is near me in Texas. Oh, Veronica, I don't know if there is. Oh, Jill's in California. She's got the nice weather out there and stuff. Oh, Jeanette 99 says she loves the mug rugs. You know, these are very, very, very popular. They really, truly are. And you know what? You could probably do these for like baby showers too or something. You know, you could just be creative, you know, and do stuff. I mean, this is pretty neat. I love mine. I use it every time I'm in here with my coffee mug. I got it like right there and stuff. Sometimes I'm afraid of dirtying it, but it'll wash and stuff, and it'll be fine and stuff. But yeah, I love my mug rugs too and stuff. What's the best stabilizer to use for dinner napkins? Okay, I always use tearaway stabilizer for dinner napkins. Girl, for real. The thing with the dinner napkins, you don't want to use dense designs. I don't recommend using dense designs. Usually for dinner napkins, what you want to do is you just want to do something very, very simple. You know, you don't want like something that's real heavy stitching and stuff like that. So I use tearaway stabilizer for it. Let's see if I have this is a stabilizer that's really, really good to have. It's tearaway, and it probably is really good for the dinner napkins as well. This is one that I showed you guys. I think I showed you guys last week. This was one Miss Banks introduced me to. Let me show you. Let me put this here so you guys can see it. Oh, this is not it. There it is. Okay. If it's Pellon, and it's embroidery interfacings tearaway, and it's an easy stitch 360. Okay. Now, get it when it's on sale. Okay, because this can get pricey. Okay. I think the last time when I showed you guys this, it was about like, I think it went on sale for like $2.15, I think $2.14, something like that, a yard in Joann's. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you what I like about this tearaway stabilizer, and I'm gonna put this real close so that you guys can see it. All right. Look at it. See how it's perforated? It makes it very, very easy to tear. Okay, so this is something that I plan on using with my dinner napkins moving forward. Okay, now the other thing though, girl, for real, that I want to tell you about dinner napkins. Okay, they come in different materials. All right, you don't want a dinner napkin that is super thin. Okay, the thinner the fabric, then it's going to be harder to embroider because you can have puckering and all that kind of stuff. So it can be a little challenging. Okay. So I always like to make sure that when I am embroidering on dinner napkins, that I have really good quality dinner napkins, that they're nice and thick. Okay. First of all, they're going to last longer because, you know, dinner napkins, people will be wiping their mouths and all that kind of stuff and everything. They're going to be washing them a lot. Right. You know, but the dinner napkins should be of very good quality. Okay. You don't want any cheap dinner napkins because then you're going to get puckering and all that kind of stuff and everything. You don't want that. You know, these are pretty thin, and I have to be honest, they're not my favorite to embroider. They really truly aren't. Even though this did come out okay. You could barely see it, but this is like for something blue. Okay. And this is embroidered. Okay. But I have to tell you, it's not my favorite thing. It really isn't. I think when it comes to this, because it is like, I don't know, maybe I've seen people use heat vinyl transfer for this. The only thing though with the heat vinyl transfer that I find, to me, that's kind of like a negative, is that you really have to be good at something called reverse weeding, because the smaller the font, the smaller the font, um in vinyl, the harder it is to weed out, you know. And I don't mind weeding, um you know, but the thing is, I don't like the to weed small stuff. So, and that's very time consuming. So, I've seen people do these napkins with heat vinyl transfer, but I like to embroider. Okay, so um yeah, I embroidered the dinner, these napkins. I mean handkerchiefs, really. These are handkerchiefs. But they're super thin. As you can see, you could even see my hand right through it. They're super thin. Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah. See how you can see my hand? They're super thin, and I'm not a fan of thin fabric when it comes to embroidery. It's not my favorite thing to do. It makes me nervous, and because you can have puckering and all that kind of stuff. And, it's just not my thing. It's just not. And I have to admit, a lot of times when people bring stuff and I see that it's super thin, I kind of like turn it away unless it's something that I know I can replace. Like if somebody asks for a napkin, like, I mean, a handkerchief, one of these are mine. I bought these, right? So I can easily just go and buy a whole other pack. But honestly, I just don't like doing it. So it's, I guess I would have to be in that mood to do it, and then I'll be like, oh, all right, I'll do it. But it's not my favorite thing to do. I mean, I know some people, they're used to it, they do it and they love it, and I think that's cool. Me personally, it's not my thing. And another thing too, I don't know if you guys know, my sister has a YouTube channel. Her channel's Gifts HQ, and she does Saturday crafteroons. No, crafteroons. Saturday news. Oh, I don't know what the heck she calls it. But anyway, she one of the things that she mentioned, which I thought was a really cute idea, was she talked about laces. Sometimes you can buy lace, little rolls of lace, and she talked about embellishing items and like sewing the lace around the like napkins and stuff like that. And I thought that was a pretty neat idea. So that's just another thing that she had mentioned on her channel that I thought was really cool. And as you can see, these have lace on them, okay, on the edge, all right. And if you look at the back and you look at the how it's attached, and I'm going to see if I can put this really close so you can see. Look at how it is. All it is it's sewn on. Somebody sewed it on there, okay. Because see, this is the front, and see how pretty. But if you notice, it's sewed, because if you go in the back, this is the stitches right here. Okay. So sometimes they sell the little laces in a roll, and you can take that, and and you don't just have to do it on dinner napkins and stuff like that. It's like she was saying, there's so many things you can do with that. You have a sewing machine, you can sew it on the edge of a blanket, you can sew it on the edge of a baby blanket, you can sew it on the edge of a, I don't know, a baby gown. If the baby gown is plain and you just want to add a little bit of lace, to the bottom of the baby gown or something like that. Yeah. So there's so many things you can do and stuff. It's really amazing. So yeah. So I hope that helps, girl, for you. Hey Simone, how you doing? Hey Meek. Hey Coffee Ally. What's the best place to get the heat and bond from? Okay. What I have done is I just get these. I just get these off of Amazon. And I get like the roll. That's how I do it. But another thing though, Coffee Alley, this is what I do. I'm cheap. Okay. I don't like spending my money, and I'm sure you're going to want to save your money too. All right. So this is what I would do. Okay. This is one of the things that I love about the internet. It's a wonderful thing is that you get to price shop. All right. So what I would do is go on Amazon, see how much they charge for one of these. Okay. Then go to Joann's and see how much they have it. Now, if you have, if you're military or, military vet or a spouse of a military, retired military or something like that, you can get like 10% off your purchase at Joann's. Okay. And then and look for your Joann coupons also. So, if you add the coupon and your military discount and stuff, it might be cheaper for you to pick the Heat and Bond from Joann's than it would be if you ordered it from, Amazon. Okay, because remember, sometimes Amazon's prices are okay, but sometimes they do bump up the price $1 or $2 for the convenience. Because remember, they're bringing it to your house. So that's what I would do. And look at Walmart. Go online and check. Walmart sells that. Walmart has Heat and Bond. Go to Walmart. Go to Hobby Lobby. Go to Joann's. And check Amazon. Okay, and at the end of the day, Heat and Bond is Heat and Bond. Okay, all you're looking for is the low price because you need to save your money. Okay, because remember, every dollar you keep is $1 that you can spend on something else on your sewing. So, Hey Angie, let me see. Oh, hey Meek, I wanted to thank you. I have a serger in a box for 5 years watching your channel. Open the box and I'm using my serger for everything. Oh, Meek, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you better be using that serger. And sergers are really, really cool. And you know what I've been doing for my sergers also? For those of you guys that don't know, I'm a short lady. Okay, I'm only 4'11". I never even hit 5 feet. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Coffee Alley. I appreciate that. I'm not tall. Okay, so a lot of times when I buy like my sweatpants and all that kind of stuff and everything, they fit great around the hip and everything, but my legs are short, right? So I have to like cut my the bottom of my sweatpants. I take my serger and I serge the bottom of the pants leg. Okay, like instead of like rolling it up as a hem and all that kind of stuff, because I know I'm gonna get it all crooked, right? Folding it and sewing it and stuff. So usually what I'll do is I just make sure I cut them really good and straight, and then I take it to the serger and I just serge the ends. So so I've been using my serger a lot, and I'm even trying to make my own clothes. I did a shirt and came out a little crooked. Okay, didn't come out perfect, all right, but it looks okay. And one of the things that I noticed that I'm doing wrong too is the seams. I really need to make sure that I am holding the seams better because, when you turn your shirt inside out, sometimes I see the white thread as the line. It's not like, in some places of the shirt, you can see the white thread, and then some places you can't. So, I have to get a little better on my serger too, Meek. So, but I am so glad that you got it out the closet and out the box and that you're having fun with it. Enjoy it. Sergers are lots of fun. They really, truly are. Hey, Jill, do you plan on getting another embroidery machine? Yes, I do. Am I going to stick with the Brother brand? I cannot tell you if I am or I ain't. Okay. I will tell you, I'm very happy with the machines that I have. Will I be getting a third machine? Yes, I will be getting a third machine. When? I don't know. It all really depends on my room situation. My husband made the executive decision. We're not moving. We are going to retire. We're going to stay here. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't want my sewing room to spill throughout the rest of the house, right? So I said, okay, Jeanette, this is your space. I have to make it work. So I have to reorganize and everything. I would love to get a third machine in here. I don't know if it's going to be another brother. If it is another brother, if I had to buy it today, it would probably be another brother 1055X, okay? Because I would love to have two 10 needle machines, okay? If I do want something with more than 10 needles, I think I would go for something that has like 15 needles, okay? But I wouldn't go past the 15 needles for the simple fact that I've been embroidering for quite some time now, and all of my designs don't have more than, I think I only have really two designs that have probably like 12 colors, okay? And it's, I don't know. I mean, will I go with another brand? There are a lot of good brands out there too. But it really depends on my needs. And the thing is, I really need to organize the room. So I don't want to get a third machine in here, Jill, and then I don't have a spot to put it in. Okay. Because I don't want the items in here to bleed to the other spaces of this house. And we really don't want to get a bigger house. I want to stay where I am. We're pretty happy with it. We built this house together, and we actually had a wedding. We got married in our front door of this house. So it's kind of sentimental in a way too. So it's like, we've been married now 12 years. And, I kind of really, and it has a wraparound front porch. I love my wraparound front porch. And I don't know, I just have visions of my grandkids like running up the steps and hanging out in the front porch and going, abuela, and stuff. So I don't know. I just have those visions, and I don't know. I don't, I don't want to move. I really don't. I don't want to move. I want to stay where I'm at. So I have to reorganize, and I have to see where I'm going to put the third machine. Okay. And stuff. And I am not going to bleed over my son's room yet, because I don't want to take that room until I know for sure that he's on his own, So and this is his home, and it will always be his home forever. And I want to make sure that after college and stuff like that, whatever he decides, I'm fine with. If he feels that he wants to spread his wings and fly, go ahead. But I just want him to know that he has his space here. So for a little while, I'm going to keep Carlito's room his room. But I would love to have another machine. I really would, especially when I have orders for dinner napkins, because I have, when the dinner napkins come in and people order like 12 of them, I have both multi-needle machines running and the single needle machine running back there as well. So having a fourth, another like machine would definitely help. So, but it is in the plan. But I'm just gonna be very happy and satisfied with what I have, and make it work. Right now it's working. So I'm gonna keep it as is for now and stuff. So yeah. Yes, and tension, cleaning, oiling, very, very important. That's why I want to do a maintenance video this weekend on both, on the 6 needle and on the 10 needle, to show you guys how to do that. Because yes, and that's something that you have to do religiously. Okay, you have to make sure, and not just on the multi needles, on your single needle machine too. Okay, one of the biggest errors I made when I had bought my very first embroidery machine, the Brother SC1900, was I didn't clean the machine. I didn't know you were supposed to. I didn't even know that. All I know is I kept sewing and sewing, embroidering and embroidering. I mean, I was embroidering everything I got my hands on, anything I could see. I was all excited about the machine. And then before you know it, it started acting up. Okay. It wasn't embroidering clean. It was just really acting up. And I was like, what the heck? And then when I opened up my book, it talked about maintenance. And I was like, what maintenance? And then when I opened up the bobbin area, it looked like cotton balls were in there. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, I had no idea that there is lint that comes out of the bobbin thread and your embroidery thread and your sewing thread. I didn't know. I was new to the whole thing. So now it's like on a weekly basis, I always clean my single needle machine. I always clean my Juki quilting machine. When it comes to maintenance, I do maintenance on my multi-needle machines every night. I clean out the whole bobbin area. I take all the dust out and everything. That way, when I get up in the morning and I'm ready to embroider, all I do is oil them because I already cleaned them out. So you got to get into a routine, and that's going to prolong the life of your machine. Okay, because remember, it's like a car. Okay, if you don't take care of it, it's not going to last. Okay, and these are very expensive, pricey machines. The last thing you want is to like not take care of it the way you were supposed to, and then it it just breaks on you, and then you have to pay for a repairman to come in. You're supposed to be getting your maintenance every year, okay? Because I have Justin come every year, and he works on all my machines, okay, on a yearly basis. But the thing is, you don't, you gotta maintain. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Show that machine that love. Show them the love, okay? And they'll keep creating for you and stuff. Let me see. I learned everything about my SC 1900 from you. So excited that you're gonna do the 10 needle. Yes, I am. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yes, and I'm pretty excited about doing the multi needles too, because like I said before, I have not been touching all of the buttons. I have been touching the ones that I've been familiar with. So I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone in some of these videos, and you guys probably are gonna laugh at some of these videos because I'm gonna be like, okay, I read the manual and this is what's going to happen. Let's see. Okay. There's a snowman feature. There's a camera feature. The 6 needle has the laser. So I want to talk about the laser on that. I want to go through all the settings of the machine, and stuff like that. And that's all going to take time too, because the thing is, I don't just want to create a video and show a whole bunch of mistakes and then you guys don't learn at the end. Okay. So some of these are going to take a little time because I am going to play with it a little bit. But as I play with it, I am going to jot down the mistakes that I'm making so that when I finally got it down packed and I show the video, I'm also going to show and tell you mistakes that I made while I was learning that feature. Because the mistakes that I make, most likely, other people out there will probably make it and probably have the same type of misunderstandings that I had. So, I want to make sure I teach you guys the right way, because sometimes you see some videos and it's like they cut pieces out, right? And I don't like to do that because if you don't see the mistakes, then you're not really going to learn really well. And I'm a visual learner, and it's important for you guys to know the mistakes, because that if you make the mistake that I made, then you're going to know the outcome of what can happen. Okay. So, I'll pump them out. I will pump them out and stuff. So don't worry. They're coming. Let's see. Hey, Rose, how you doing? Hey, making dreams come true. How you doing? We are pouring rain right now. Making dreams come true. It is pouring out there. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? Oh, works, Mixo, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hey, Norma. Okay, I just stocked up on stabilizer at Joann's. They had at a great sale. I bought all types, and I got some of the new tearaway stabilizer that Miss Banks told up about. Yeah, they and what's funny too? This is something that Jackie says, you mentioned the stabilizer. This is something that I did. There's different ways that we can buy stabilizer. Okay, some that I want to share with you guys. Okay, you can buy them pre-cut, and I'm right here next to my stabilizer, so I'm going to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Okay, and I buy them in all different ways. All right, all right. Sometimes you can get them in packs like this, right? Where they're pre-cut, okay? These are kind of convenient. But sometimes the downside is it can be sometimes a little bit on the wasteful side. Because sometimes I could have a project where I only need half of one of these, right? So this is like a tearaway and they're 8x8. But usually what I'll do is when I don't use the whole thing, like let's say I'm embroidering a baseball hat and I just need tearaway stabilizer for the baseball hat. What I'll do is I'll take this and I fold it in half, right? Like this. And then I'll just cut it, right? I just cut it. And then I use one strip for the hat. And then this other strip, what I'll do is I'll just put it in a little stash, okay? And then what I do is the next time I embroider a hat, I have the other side, okay? Now, there are going to be times, like sometimes if I do like a beanie or something like that, I try to make the most of my stabilizer as I can, but sometimes you can't. But, the pre-cut is good, but you got to remember too, sometimes they're a little more expensive because they cut it for you, okay? So then my question is convenience, right? So I start thinking to myself, I go, okay, Jeanette, this is nice. It's 8.5. It's 8x8. Say like, do you really need somebody to cut this for you, right? So then if you don't, then there's two other ways that you can buy the stabilizer. And this is how I sometimes buy it. Buy the roll, okay? And what I like about this is when you buy the roll of stabilizer, this is tearaway too, it's cheaper and you only cut the amount of stabilizer that you need, okay? All right, now the only thing is this can sometimes be a little bulky to store, but that's okay. The other thing you can do if you buy these by the roll, okay, like let's say there is a particular size that you use a lot, right? Buy it by the roll, and when you have some time, put a show on TV, take the roll, take a ruler, measure it, and cut the stabilizer yourself, and then just stack it up and use it. And you didn't pay as much because they didn't pre-cut it for you. Okay, they didn't pre-cut. Oh, my laptop is gonna die. Hold on. All right, let me plug you in. All right, so that's another way that you can buy stabilizer, okay, and stuff. And this can probably help save some money if you buy it by the roll, okay. The other way, which is probably what Jackie's talking about, and it's kind of like what I just showed you, buy it by the bulk, okay. Go to Joann's. You don't just, I get a lot of my stabilizers sometimes from Amazon. Sometimes I'll go to like All Stitch and I'll buy stabilizer from there. You can do that. But sometimes, Joann's has the coupons. Use the coupons. You know what I'm saying? Save your money. Don't just go out there and just go, oh, I understand the convenience thing. Hell, I do it too. But the thing is, if you are by a Joann's and you got some coupons and you see that these stabilizers are on sale, just like Jackie did, okay, those stabilizers were on sale. This was $2.14 a yard. It's usually about like $3.50 a yard, something like that. Get the bulk. Buy the bulk. Just go there and buy the bulk and use your coupons and stuff. And like Tender Touch, okay? I use Tender Touch a lot. This is my Tender Touch. I buy it by the bulk. Okay, I was buying the rolls because you can get them by the rolls, but you know what? Look, this is a whole bulk of Tender Touch. Okay, the roll is a round roll, and then I would just measure it out and I would cut it, right? Well, you know what I do? I take these bulks, okay, and I measure them out, and I pre-cut for my kitchen towels, and then I just stack them. I just stack them inside a drawer right by the heat press. So that way, when I'm done embroidering a kitchen towel, I just open up the drawer and I take out the one that I pre-cut, okay? And it's cheaper than buying the roll, okay? And stuff. So, and you know what? You can get the bulk from Joann's too. Like I said, coupons, guys, coupons. I'm telling you, embrace those coupons. Everybody, you know, all my friends will tell you I have no shame in using them. I look for those things left and right. Use your mobile apps, even if you don't have the coupon thing that they send you in the mail. Take your iPhone, open up your mobile app, and just show them the coupons and stuff like that. So Joann's, Hobby Lobby doesn't use the coupons anymore, which I think that kind of sucks, you know, that they don't do that anymore. But that's all right. I mean, you know, I'm not much of a Hobby Lobby shopper. I don't go there because they don't do military discounts or anything like that. But Joann's does. So I'm more of a Joann girl. So I kind of go there. And Michael's. Sometimes Michael's, okay, do sell some. They do have a sewing. Now it depends on the Michaels that's by you. Some Michaels have a big sewing section. Others, like mine, it just has little small ones. But you know what? I use my Michaels rewards and I get there's a little dirt right there. I get Michaels rewards and I get my rotary blades. Now, talk about rotary blades. My sister last week talked about a rotary blade sharper, sharper. I haven't tried it because I usually just go and I just buy brand new rotary blades. But I'm thinking about buying one and seeing how well does that work, because rotary blades, replacement blades, they cost a pretty penny. Okay, I always get them with coupons and all that kind of stuff, but they can get kind of pricey. And rotary blades can get dull pretty quick, okay? Especially if you cut a lot of fabric and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, something about that. Okay, so, hey, Jackie. I wasn't aware that, yep, they sell the stabilizer by the yard. They sure do. And you can buy them by the bulk also. Hey, Black Doll, how you doing? Are you gonna do a video on the 6-needle machine? Yes, I am. When I do my multi-needle machine videos, okay, I'm gonna do it on both. Okay, so when I show both how to do certain thing, I'm gonna say this is how you do it on a 10-needle machine. If you have a 6-needle machine, this is where you go. Okay, so I'll be doing it on both. Yes, you can crochet the edges of the towels and the handkerchiefs. Let's see. Nancy said you can do so much with Rick Rack embellishments. And the Christian blankets. Yes, that is true. What is the stabilizer? I missed it. What's the name of it? Okay, Black Doll, here you go. Here, I'm gonna put it up here. It's the it's this one. Okay, here it is. And I hope, there you go. Embroidering, interfacing, tearaway, 360 easy stitch. Okay, and what it is, Black Doll, is that this is perforated. It's perforated, so it's very easy to tear. Very easy to tear. It really is a good. Let me tell you, this really has turned into my favorite tearaway. It really has, and I love the way it feels. The other tearaway feels like paper. This doesn't feel like paper. It really does. It feels so soft. It feels really good. So I really do like this. I like this stabilizer and stuff. Yes, and Michael's does have great coupons also. Yes, Nancy. Let's see. Yep, girl for real says a lot of great things can be done with lace and embroidery. Wedding shoes and gloves too. Didn't even think about that. The wedding shoes and the gloves and stuff. Hey, Mixer, I have a brother, the 16D is the same as the 34D. Love it. I was afraid to use it, and now you made it easy. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. Um, let's see. And said if I could get it where I could keep it. It's working and I'm loving it. Oh, Coffee Alley, you tricked her, boy. You took that machine. You know, I mean, sewing machines, embroidery machines, they are like awesome. I mean, it's like if they work, I mean, I don't know. I love them. This is something also that I always do, and something if you guys are looking for a machine, but you know, because machines can be pricey. They can be really, really pricey. Sergers can be pricey. All the machines, okay. I mean, they got like the Cadillac of machines, and then they got like the Toyota Corolla of the machines, okay. But a thing you can do is sometimes if you go to Facebook Marketplace, right? And you look through the local listings by your area. If you type in embroidery machine or sewing machine or serger, sometimes you'll be able to pick up a good find, and you could end up getting like an embroidery machine or a serger or something like really reasonably priced and stuff. Yeah. And if you have a friend like Coffee Alley that says, here's a surgery, I'm not using it. If you can get it to work, it didn't work for me, but you can get it to work. Take it. You'll get it to work. Because I know just like she said, she's loving life now. When using a multi-needle machine, a sticky stabilizer, I use sewer's aids? Yes, you can, because sewer's aids is for the thread, Jeanette 99. That is to condition the thread. It doesn't really have anything to do with the sticky stabilizer. Okay, I mean, you know, sewer's aid is to condition, you know, put little conditioner on the sewing, the embroidery thread and stuff. Says you should oil the lower needle bar and the belt washer every. Yes, Luna Design, it does say that. Yes, and it says that on my multi-needle machines too. I did talk to my technician about it though, and he said I really don't need to if I don't want to, because he can do it for me annually, but I told him, I said I do see that people do oil them, so I will be including that in the video as well. They have like little felt pads in there, and I'll zoom in so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about and everything when I do that. Haven't found a video on how to do that. Oh, okay. Well, don't worry, Luna Design. I will be doing that, because yes, the brother persona, it's the same thing. You just have just that one needle, but you maintain it exactly the same thing, because it's really the same machine. It's just, different amount of needles. That's all it is. Okay. Still having a hard time to swap the colors on my 10 needles without manually out. That's okay. I'm gonna write that down, because I'm gonna write that down, because that is, I can do a video on that. That's simple, Marlene. I'll get you straight on that. Okay. Switching the colors. And another thing is I'll also be doing a video on how to anchor, okay, and reserve needles on the machine as well. A lot of people get confused on how to do that. So I will do that. And Marlene, don't worry, I'll make a video specifically on how to swap the colors on the machine. And that'll be for the 6 needle and for the 10 needle and stuff, because if you're having trouble with that, I'm sure other people are as well. So I'll make the video so that way if somebody else has issues, they can learn as well. Not a problem. Where did you get the roll of stabilizer? The actual roll of the stabilizer I actually got on Amazon. When I typed in tearaway stabilizer, sometimes you see the different options. Sometimes they have them pre-cut, sometimes they have them by the roll. And if I see a really good price on the roll, then I snag it. That's what I usually do. Hey, puppy 13. Um, Hi. Is it the best to have a beefy computer for digitizing? I do not do digitizing work. Okay. So what I would recommend to do is actually ask a digitizer what type of machine they recommend. Okay. When it comes to digitizing, I always get my stuff out. I always send it out. So I don't I have MacBooks, okay? I like using Macs. Digitizing software, even though I have Embrilliance digitizing, I am not a digitizer. I just know the basics. And I'm really not interested in learning how to digitize. It's just not something that I like doing. I'm more of a machinist. So my recommendation, Puff 13, is that I would go maybe into a Facebook group that talks about digitizing. I would post that question there and see what kind of feedback you get. Also, when you're posting that question, okay, make sure that you let them know that you're interested in the specifics of a Mac or Windows machine. Okay, so that way you can, you'll know, and which they recommend in both of those. Because at the same time, like for instance, if you have a Mac, most likely you're going to have to make sure that the embroidery software that you choose to use for your digitizing, you want to make sure that it's something that's user friendly also, and that it's going to work on the type of platform that you want to use it on. Okay, so that's what I would ask. But I don't, me personally, I didn't beef up my computer or anything like that. But the thing is, I'm not really a full blown digitizer. Okay, so I don't know if there's other special tools and stuff like that that they use. Okay, so I would really not be the best person to answer that one. Um, hey Ivan, didn't even know that Joanne that tender touch comes in bulk like that. Yep. I could barely find anything and I got to order my stuff online. Well, Ivan, you can also order the tender touch in bulk on Amazon too. Okay? They sell them in bulk on Amazon as well. All right? So if you can't find it in Joanne, you can find the stabilizers in bulk. The tender touch, and you probably could get the stabilizer, the pet the that I showed you earlier, in bulk as well on Amazon as well. Do your search. Just do your search. Or and also check Walmart. Walmart sells stabilizer as well. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I love about the internet. Search the different places so you can make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. Okay, because if you can get Walmart ships. Okay, because just like my serger, the Brother 1034DX, I bought that from Walmart because Amazon was asking for like $256 for the same machine. And Walmart shipped it to me the next day, just like Amazon would have shipped it to me the next day. But I kept $60 in my pocket. That was the difference. So, so if the Joanne Bayou in Richmond ain't that great and stuff, and they don't have it, another thing too, though, Ivan, now that I'm thinking about it, you could order from Joann's online. You don't have to buy it in the store. So I bet you could go online and you can buy the bulk online from Joann's. So just check that out and stuff, because I bet you could probably find it like that. Hey Anja, my husband was in the army. What type of ID do you need to show in order to get discount? Just the military ID, just your regular spouse military ID. If he's retired from the army, you should have the regular military ID that you use to go on the military base. That's the ID that you take to them, and you just tell them, "Hey, I'm a veteran's wife, and here's my ID," and they'll hook you up. Let's see. Between you and Nancy, between you, Jeanette, I'm gonna go broke. Meek, we tell you to use coupons, okay? Make sure you use those coupons and stuff. Okay, I think I got through the chat tonight. All right, as always, it's happy embroidery hours. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. So we have been talking for about 2 hours. I hope that you guys enjoyed this evening's show. And then I gave you guys thoughts about upcoming special events of things that you can do. This year's gonna go by fast. I have a feeling that it is. I mean, we're already in March, and right when the springtime comes, that's when you end up having all of these type of events and everything. And if you have friends that are planning weddings with babies and stuff like that there, and you are doing embroidery, there are so many things that you can do to like just help celebrate. Okay, so guys, hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I always love spending my Fridays with you guys. I really, really do. And thank you so much, guys, for all the super chat and the super stickers. I really appreciate that and stuff. Because as you guys know, I a lot of not a lot, all of it, all the money that I get from the channel and all my affiliated links helps fund my son's dorm for college, and he's got 1 year left. 1 year left. 1 year left, and then he crosses that stage with a bachelor's degree. So, and I'm going to be a proud mama, and I'm going to have to embroider myself a little napkin for my happy tears. Okay, and maybe I'll use this one. Well, this one I can't because it has a date on it, but I'll have to create a new one for when Carlito walks the stage, and I'll be like, oh my god, he's grown, because these kids, they grow up so fast and they leave you. So anyway, guys, like I said, thank you so much for spending Friday night with me. I really appreciate it. I mean, you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you guys are here with me, and I think that is so awesome. And, I hope you liked today's show, and I will see you guys next Friday. So you guys have a great weekend. Please be safe out there. Happy sewing and happy embroidering. And I hope you guys can join my sister tomorrow for her craftaroon. Her her channel is called Gifts HQ, and she does it every Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So I will be on. So I hope you guys are there and can show her some support as well. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.